everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, and today is going to be a very important video, especially with what's going on with inflation. So I put together a little story, and I'm going to introduce the characters later, which will be the stocks that portray their role in this story. This video is going to show you what stocks to take a look at during this time. So if you're interested to know what stocks I have in store for you, you sit right there. Hey everybody, Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to bring these videos to your attention, and this is going to be a very important one. With inflation running the way that it is and the Fed going after it by raising interest rates, are they on track to be able to do this in a fast or quick manner? I don't think so. But during this time, you still need, as investors, stocks to invest in. And this video is going to put you on the right path to make sure that you're protected during this inflationary time. If you're brand new to the channel, by all means, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when videos like this come out. And if you like the content, hit the like button. I would love for you to share this video with people in your social circle, and I'd also like to know your comments. Now, keep in mind, I'm only bringing you some stocks. There's a lot of other stocks out there that you can definitely invest in, but I'm bringing to the forefront some that I think exude the characteristics to help you to be able to successfully invest in the market during a time of inflation. All right, let's get right into it. First thing I'm going to talk about is the story of the day. Consumer prices rose 8.5% in March, slightly hotter than expected and the highest since 1981. That's the big news for the day. Now, what is the market doing today? The market's rebounding. I'm thinking that the market's just digesting the information, but I think it should push the market further lower. And I'm not about doom and gloom. I'm about what the numbers show and what statistics show. So just be careful. Today is giving you an opportunity to buy stocks. By all means, do that, and we'll go from there. So not a lot of news. This is more than enough news that we need for today in regards to this video. All right, so now I'm going to step out a little bit, and let's talk about inflationary stocks or inflation stocks. What are they? Well, several asset classes perform well in inflationary environments. What are they? See, but there are stocks out there that will perform well during this time. Tangible assets like real estate and commodities have historically been seen as inflation hedges. Some specialized securities can maintain a portfolio's buying power, including certain sector stocks, like hot sectors, inflation indexed bonds specifically for this time, and securitized debt. Inflation sensitive investments are accessed in a variety of ways, both direct and indirect investments. All right, so that's the foundation of what these kinds of stocks are. The next question is, how do we find them? Where do we look? So maybe we start looking at hot sectors like energy, fertilizers. You know, I've got 6 different things here to find the types of stocks suitable for investing during inflation. Consumer staples is important. These are essential products, non-cyclical, so they don't go up in the winter and go down in the summer. These are always in demand. People need to eat. People need to drink. People need to clean. All of those things are consumer staples, and they need to be considered during the time of inflation. REITs, as the story said, real estate, it's a tangible investment. I own this. It's a good investment during inflationary times. Banks, I am a big believer that banks will be a big benefit of inflation because as interest rates rise, banks are going to get to be the big winner in this space. Still not moving yet. And right now, banks are number 22 out of our 41 sectors that we have in the software. But something I want you to take a look at for right now. Banks are reporting this week, and I think we'll see what's going on with them look out for buybacks and look out for mergers and acquisitions. I think that as we start to raise interest rates, it's going to take an effect on stocks because it's going to affect the bottom line because these companies are going to have a harder time borrowing money for business. So as we get into this quarter and next quarter, we're going to start to see how the interest rates are affecting businesses. Next one, value stocks. I like to call this the comfort food of stocks, where people feel the most comfortable when investing in the market. I'm a big Apple fan, so a big value stock for me would be Apple. But I'm going to present to you a couple of other stocks to take a look at. And another one, the sixth one, possibly gold. I'm not full on board with gold just yet, but a lot of people feel comfortable as a hedge against inflation to buy into gold and silver stocks. So we're going to take a look at those. But one that I really do like is commodities, food, corn, wheat, gas, oil. All of those things that are commodities play a role in being able to beat inflationary times. Now, you'll see at the bottom it says common theme. In the stocks that we're going to look at, there is a common theme, which is they are quality stocks. They pay a safe dividend. Why is the dividend so important? Because as stocks go down in price, and keep in mind, if we do get to a point where the market goes down, even to the point of a recession, 80% of the stocks in the market move with the direction of the market. And even good quality stocks will take a hit. But if these companies pay a good, safe dividend, these will help you to absorb the blow of capital depreciation when the stock's price go down. That's why dividend-paying stocks during this time is so important. And these stocks all have really good upside potential. All right, so that's the story. Now, let's introduce some of the characters that will play a role in this story. Here they are. Now, I know that there's 15 stocks in this list. I am not telling everybody out there to go buy all 15 of these stocks. But if you look at the 6 things we just talked about, looking at a hot sector, looking at consumer staples, looking at banks, looking at value stocks, looking at REITs, and looking at gold/commodities, I think that this is a good spattering of stocks that you can consider for your portfolio. Now, the good thing about this is that these are diversified across the spectrum of those things. And these are great candidates to keep in mind. All I want you to do is take a look at them. Starting off with Nucor and United Health were both in my value plays. Now, before we start to look at graphs of all of these stocks and where they were, let's look at the characteristics of how they're analyzed in the VectorVest software. A lot of these stocks are undervalued, and that's something that's hard to come by in the software right now. Why? Because there's so much money in the market driving stocks prices higher. Why? Because money goes where money grows. Money is not going into banks because interest rates are still at historic lows. So keeping all of that in mind right now, this is where we stand. 158 to a value of 192. Mosaic trading at 75 with a value of 86. Arch Coal sitting at 150 with a value of 190. A lot of these stocks, this is an ETF. Yes, UNG, the value and the price will be the same. Some of these are overvalued, but the majority of the stocks that you see sitting in this list tend to be more undervalued than overvalued. And our mantra is to have you in safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. The majority of these stocks are buy recommendations. The only stock in the list that is a sell recommendation is a bank stock. And I still think that banks are going to be poised to rise once interest rates really kick in. Notice that all of them that have earnings, they all have positive earnings, with the exception of Hilltop. This is my REIT. REITs were hard for me to come by in this list, but I've got one stock's positive earnings, negative earnings growth rate. But notice all of the other stocks have good positive upside earnings, earnings growth. Look at relative value. Tells me if the stocks have good upside potential. just about every stock that's not an ETF has good upside potential. These are stocks that should outperform the market over the next 1 to 3 years, even if the market is going down. They have the high potential to outperform the market still. But remember, 80% of the stocks in the market will pull back as the market pulls down. All right, now this is the other side of it. Now let's go look at dividends. Just about every one of these stocks pay a dividend, and they have a dividend safety on our scaling between 0 and 99 above 50. So each one of these stocks that pay a dividend pay a safe dividend that will either continue to pay at the same rate or grow higher. That's so important. So a lot of the great characteristics behind these stocks, and real quick, I'm going to bring up a graph of all of these stocks on a 3-month graph, and I'm just going to go through them and let you look at them. These are the types of stocks that you need to consider having in your portfolio while inflation is going on. Each and every one, I don't even have to talk about them. Just look at them. Some of them are pulling back, but look at the bottom left to top right. Look at the nice Tyson Foods, I think is great for consumer staples. Look at that rebound starting to move higher. Dollar Tree, everybody's got to go shopping, and everybody's looking for the lowest prices that they can get because of inflation. Dollar Tree should move. Wheat, which is a commodity, nicely went up, pulled back down, nicely moving up again on good volume. Next one, wow. Gold, here's RGLD. Here's my other bank. There's my 2 banks, PNC and Bank of America. Here's one of my REITs. Be careful with this one. It's a little bit dicey in that it gaps up and gaps down, but it is a REIT. Coca-Cola, man, what more can you say about it? And here's my other REIT. But I like the setup of this REIT getting ready to come back up. I'd like to see the 3.8 move higher. All right, folks, when I say that this is one of the most important videos that you are going to see, I ain't just whistling Dixie. This is an opportunity for you to prepare during this inflationary time of knowing what stocks usually tend to do well in inflationary times. Some of them you may know, some of them you may not know. Some of these may already be on your radar, some of them may not be. And that's why this video is so important, because inflation is an issue and you need to be best prepared for it. So folks, this video is over. I would love to have your comments on this video. Hit the like button and share this video because it could help a lot of people during this time. This video is over, and until the next time, folks, see ya.